Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well tonight. We're just going to give people maybe 1 or 2 more minutes to join. All right. Let's get started, everyone. So, introduction. My name's Neda. I'm so happy to have you guys here with me today. A bit of background on me. I am a life coach, spiritual counselor, integrative trauma practitioner, and I have my degree in metaphysical sciences. And today I will be using my background to discuss a very important topic with all of you today regarding our being, our self, the subconscious mind, the part of us that operates without us really doing anything about it, but rules 95% of our behavior. A very interesting topic that I believe will be able to support you in up-leveling in your life, uprooting any self-sabotage that you may find yourself falling into in an easy and effortless way. Now, when I say easy and effortless, there is some work required, but this work is easier than having to go against the wind blowing the opposite direction, where you constantly are having to get yourself back up and try again and fall down and fail. This methodology is created to ensure that if you follow the steps and if you go through the work that we will be doing here together, you are ensured change within your life, starting at the root of the self. Okay. So without further ado, we are going to start with our presentation here. Welcome everyone again. I see some people joining still. To move out of your own way, getting out of your own way, removing any self-limiting beliefs that are keeping you from stepping into a version of you that you deserve, that you desire, that is easier to achieve than you might think. Okay. So in the next 6 weeks, we will be going through some very important topics. We will be today going through a brief introduction. This one's going to be a little bit more informational, but not too much. I know we've all had a long day. We've all come back from work. We don't want to overload our brains too much. And so it's going to be very brief, but it will be information that you must be consciously aware of to begin your journey of uprooting limiting beliefs and really being able to reprogram your state of mind. So today we will start with really understanding the subconscious mind, understanding the conscious mind, how they work together, and how this process is really going to get broken down. Week 2, we are going to start by identifying some of the limiting beliefs that you may have that is causing you to get stuck. And you find yourself stuck in certain patterns and tendencies that you don't like. Week 3, we are going to be working on implanting empowering beliefs. Now, this is my favorite week because we are going to take all of the information that we learned from week 1 and 2, and we are going to alchemize it. We are going to rewire it. We are going to take what's already there, uproot it, and put it back in. But this time it's programming that is serving you. And that is what I love to see. Week 4, we are going to really start to recognize how the conscious mind and the subconscious mind can work together rather than working against each other. And this is something that when we are not aware of, when we are not conscious of, these two parts of ourself do not work in resonance with each other. It's almost like they're working against each other. And we'll go into that later today. Week 5 is all about your toolbox. Another one of my favorite weeks, because in this week, I will be giving you all the resources that I have gained in my time of doing this work on myself and doing the work on learning about these things, giving you everything I could possibly give you for you to be fully equipped, to have a fully equipped toolbox, to be able to battle these things and to be able to go and empower yourself and really change your life in a long-lasting way. And week 6, finally, we will be envisioning a better you, envisioning a version of you that will be future you, that will have integrated everything we have learned in these 6 weeks, that will be able to apply these things in a realistic way, in a way that you want to apply them. Now, all of us are here wanting to learn about the subconscious mind, wanting to learn how to uproot these limiting beliefs, but all of us might want to use it in different ways. And in week 6, we will bring everything around full circle to do just that. All right. Now, week 1, again, is really just an introduction of understanding the subconscious mind. Now, what is the subconscious mind? The subconscious mind is our computer. It operates like an autopilot system, and it controls 95% of your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. It stores our beliefs, our habits, our memories, and influences our reality without conscious effort. Now, what does that mean? This is really important to understand. This means that without any effort from our being, like, sometimes we have to take action and hold ourselves back from getting angry, or have to be very mindful about how we're interacting in a certain situation. That is us utilizing our conscious self. Now, our subconscious self is the parts of us that are automatic, like walking, like being able to run, or it could be even emotional, our emotional reactions that we'll have a reaction and then we'll look back on what we've said or how we felt and we're like, who was I in that reaction? How did I do this thing? I was not in control in that moment, and things were just coming out of me. That is the subconscious mind. So unlike the conscious mind, which is logical and focused on the present moment, the subconscious is emotional, repetitive, and deeply rooted. Again, emphasizing this is like our code. If we are a computer, if our subconscious is an organic computer, it operates very similarly to the silicone computers that we all use, our phones, our tablets, our devices. It has a set code that it lives by, and when the conscious self is not operating, we are operating through these set autopilot systems. And please feel free to ask any questions in the chat here, and I will do my best to answer them. Okay, formation of the subconscious mind, another very important topic to discuss. So from birth to the age 7, our brain predominantly operates in theta brainwave frequency. It's a state of deep suggestibility. Now, if you're familiar with hypnosis techniques utilize theta brainwave state, and what it does is through suggestion, when the brain is operating at a frequency of theta brainwave state, suggestions are a lot easier for the subconscious mind to take in. Those seeds are planted and we take it in and we make it our own very easily. When we're not in that theta brainwave state, it's a lot easier to resist any suggestions that may be implanted within our subconscious mind. And when we are children, we are operating in this state. And I'll get more into that in a future slide. But during this period from birth to age 7, we absorb beliefs and behaviors from the environment around us, from our parents, our loved ones, who we see in school, what we watch on our devices. without question. Now, just to emphasize here, children are very curious, extremely curious. And when I say without question, I don't mean without curiosity. I mean, if they ask you a question and you answer, they take it and they don't discern. They're like, my parent knows I'm going to take this in. And the root of that is really because their brain is operating at a brainwave state where they are like a sponge. They will take everything in as absolute truth. Okay? The subconscious mind is programmed with foundational ideas during this period of life, with identity, safety, worthiness, and relationships all being main topics that the subconscious wants to absorb during this time. So this is really when we become who we become for the rest of our life. And the conscious mind, being the mind that is more in operation later in life, after the age of 7 or at the age of 7, starts to be fully operational, is way different in that we have control over our thoughts. We have control, or not necessarily control over our thoughts, but we're able to notice our thoughts. We're able to think for ourselves. We're able to utilize our being and our ability to discern, our ability to use our imagination and think and act differently. All right, so formation of the subconscious mind from the age of birth to 2 years old. Our brainwave state is dominantly in delta brainwave. This is deep unconscious, pure absorption. We really are like operating totally as a sponge. When we begin to get a bit older, from 2 to 7, once we start to learn how to speak and interact with our environment, and we're not just consuming and taking in, we get to a theta brainwave state where we have more of a greater imagination. We are super open to suggestibility and emotional imprinting. What is emotional imprinting? It means what my parent feels, I will be able to feel. And from a level of nervous system, not even brain, but our nervous systems are designed to attune to each other. So as a child, I am so susceptible to becoming what is around me because of my brain and my nervous system all working for that reason. Now, from ages 7 to older, conscious reasoning begins to form. And from then on, we will be able to discern, question, and act for ourselves. But, big but, the subconscious programming is already in place. It's already set. That foundation is there. And so while we do have autonomy over our being and we can choose our actions, a lot of times we are still ruled by this programming that was in place when we became a child. Okay. How programming shapes our behavior. So once we become adults, 95% of our daily life is controlled by subconscious patterns formed in childhood. So 95% is a large number. It's a large percentage. And these patterns are created through, really emphasizing this again, repetition, emotional experiences, environmental influences. And through these things, our identity, beliefs, reactions are formed. And these operate outside of our conscious awareness. So repetition being if your parent says something over and over to you, or if you're a very curious child and you're very imaginative and you show something to your parents and they are just stuck in their own life, they're dealing with their own responsibilities and they're not able to provide you what you really needed to hear in that moment, you internalize it and then you do that to yourself in your adult life. Okay. And how does this programming shape our behavior? There's some examples of negative subconscious programming I'll have here. Reacting with self-doubt in challenging situations due to childhood criticism. So let's say we do something as a child and we don't do it in the best way possible, and we get the reaction from our parents, our loved ones, our environment, even in our, like, if you're playing a sport and your coach, instead of telling you, oh, it's okay, like, you'll do better next time, it's, oh, you should have done better, you don't deserve to be on this team, no, like, work harder. That type of repetitive information that we receive as a child is internalized as a programming that we give to ourselves in the future. It becomes the voice inside our mind. Feeling undeserving of success based on early life messages. If, for example, in our life, we have been told we are not good enough, or we are being compared to other people around us, and this comparison first starts outside of us, you see, but then once we have grown and those programs have been set in, we then again internalize those voices and they become our own. They become the programming of our mind. And so as an adult, when the conscious self wants success, but the subconscious is saying, you are undeserving of success because of this programming that's been set in place from a place that didn't come from us to begin with, we then have trouble attaining that success, no matter how hard we try. And it's from these beliefs that everything can change once we can uproot them. And the last one I'm going to say, and this is one that I have personally dealt with a lot, automatically reaching for comfort food during stress as a coping mechanism. Now, this is a very common one that a lot of people experience, and personally going through it and experiencing it, I know how weird of a feeling it is when you watch yourself doing it, but you can't stop yourself doing it. You're so stressed out, you've had a hard day, you just want to sit down and eat some food and feel comforted by that. And that's okay. But then you keep eating, and you just can't stop yourself. You can't stop these patterns. And why? Well, because, again, it is a programming of, I eat food, it makes me feel good, it makes me feel safe, that has been coded within your subconscious mind. Without awareness of it, without being able to properly uproot it, it will forever rule you. So, again, we've discussed this, but why are we so impressionable as children? As a child, our brain prioritizes learning, survival, and these things are prioritized through the means of observation and absorption. So our body, our brain, our nervous system, our subconscious mind, our conscious mind is designed to keep us safe, right? And the way we do this in childhood is through observing what is around us, how our parents survive, how the people around us survive, and whatever we're watching on our devices or our screens, we absorb that, and the subconscious that is there and the brain that is there is taking all this information in and saying, okay, how can I use this as a survival mechanism? And this is done through theta brain waves, which makes children specifically naturally hypnotic. Now, adults can get into theta brainwave state, and today we will be doing a practice very soon that will be a guided visualization to help your brain calm down. You may be in alpha or beta, you may be thinking a lot, you've had a long day. Calm you down and allow your brain to be more open to suggestibility. In theta brainwave, we allow learning happens with ease, okay? Language, social norms, emotional responses. Now think, as a child, we don't know anything about being a human. We don't know anything about this world. We have to learn how to function in society. We have to learn how to communicate with our loved ones, with our peers, and we have to learn our emotions. All of this is done through theta brainwaves. Internalizing, a big one I've mentioned before, the beliefs of caregivers and authority figures without questioning their validity. Internalizing. I'm going to use this word a lot in the next 6 weeks. It's a very powerful and very important word because we have internalized for so long in our life, predominantly in our childhood, but Also in our adulthood, when we hear something said from someone that hits a sore spot in us, the bet is that we have internalized whatever they're saying within ourselves, because a part of our programming might believe it too. Okay? So, with all of this said, this creates the blueprint, the code that the subconscious relies on as an adult. So, your current identity is largely a product of what you were told and experienced as an observer, as a child. This being said, I just want to take a second to remind you, do not blame yourself for certain things that you might have done in your life, certain habits that you might have carried. A lot of it was impressed upon you. And yes, we take responsibility for our actions, but we must remember that sometimes these codes, they were given to us. We did not give them to ourselves. But it is our responsibility now to take care of ourselves, help ourselves, remove these limiting beliefs, and become a better human being to ourselves and to our outside environment, to our community. Okay. So, how does the subconscious mind rule adulthood? Stay with me here, guys. We're almost done on the slides. The subconscious mind does not question, okay? It repeats patterns based on past programming. It's literally, again, a computer. It's operating on autopilot. By adulthood, everything that we have absorbed and integrated within our subconscious mind becomes default programming, and meaning regarding our self-image specifically. Even new experiences are interpreted through the lens of past subconscious patterns. So right now, as you're hearing me talk, without even putting any effort in, you are receiving the information, and your subconscious mind is taking it in and making inferences based on the code that has been coded within your subconscious as a child. Without intervening, without becoming aware of this stuff, you will get stuck in the same cycles, whether empowering or limiting. And I just want to add, subconscious mind is not good or bad. We can have positive programming and negative programming. For the purpose of this course, we will be talking more about negative programming, but a positive programming could be walking, for example. We all know how to walk. We don't think about walking. We just walk. Another one could be, let's say, you have had a parent that was very loving and would give you affirmations to feel really good about yourself. You'll have that in your mind now, and you say these empowering thoughts to yourself now. Another example of positive programming. People get stuck in cycles where I always hear it with people that I work with of, why am I bringing in the same experience through different people or different situations over and over again, Neda? Why is this happening? And my answer is always, it is happening because there is a programming that is within your subconscious mind that is chasing after these experiences without your conscious intent. And you can use your conscious intent to stop this. And that is what you all here today are going to be doing. The first step to change, very important, very important. The only way to bring awareness to these subconscious patterns and uproot these limiting beliefs is through the means of mindfulness. Now, mindfulness is very important and can be practiced in various ways, but the overarching thing that mindfulness allows for us is metacognition. What is metacognition? Metacognition is the ability to become self-aware within the mind, within the body, within the emotions. And this can be practiced, so this may not come easy to some people and may come easier to others, but with practice, it will come easy to anyone. Being able to observe your thoughts and behaviors without judgment and to identify these triggers, identify these limiting beliefs and emotional reactions. Now, a really good example of this is kind of like a bird's eye view. That's what mindfulness does for you. So it doesn't take you away necessarily from these thoughts and these feelings, but it gives you an expansion within your being, within your internal world, so that you see it and you feel it, but you also feel yourself separate from it in some way. And this is so important because this is where the conscious mind can utilize willpower to change these programmings that were coded within our subconscious mind. Okay, so this space, creating spaciousness in the mind, in the being, that is the key, the main key to uprooting limiting beliefs and implanting empowering beliefs. So we will be doing lots of exercises, but just a question to pose for you guys. If you can think of one, what reoccurring thoughts, feelings, or behaviors in your life feel automatic? Think about them. Could they be subconscious programming? What is something, it could be positive or negative, that you do without thinking, but your body just moves and does it, that comes naturally to you, whether in a good way or a bad way? I invite you to think about some of these now. Okay, last slide together. Just an overview of the main points that I want to discuss. The subconscious mind operates as your autopilot. It shapes 95% of your thoughts, behaviors, and reactions. Very important. It is one of the most important things that I hope you take away from these slides. Number 2, most subconscious programming occurs in the first 7 years of life, influenced by caregivers, experiences, and repetition. And this is out of your hands. Where we're born and what we're around in this time of our life is out of our hands. And I hope these words just give you some grace and give you some ease for yourself. So you stop blaming yourself for things that you are trying to change, but you cannot change. Because absolutely, they're coming from your subconscious mind, which is coming from programming that was impressed upon you by something outside of you. These programs form your identity, your beliefs, your habits, often without conscious awareness. And what ends up happening as an adult, you see the world through the lens of the subconscious mind, whether you know it or not. But being here today is so important because it is you utilizing your conscious self, saying, I am done being ruled by my subconscious tendencies. I want to take control and I want to change things. And I honor you for that. That is so important. Okay. The fourth and final point. By becoming the observer of your thoughts and behaviors, you can begin to interrupt old patterns and reprogram your subconscious mind. That is why we are here today, for me and all of us here together, to be a space of accountability for you to be curious and explore mindfulness, so that you don't get stuck in overthinking and you can find a way out of overthinking. And I'm not promising that you'll never overthink. What I'm promising you is a way out of overthinking. And I see Annette has said, I tend to overthink things and that's why I'm here. And I honor you for being honest with yourself and sharing that with all of us, because odds are a lot of us are here because we overthink, because we get stuck in our mind. And our mind can be a very scary place when left unchecked. We're here to be a master of our mind. If we do not become the master of our mind, the mind will imprison us. And Tanita says it well, my mind is a prison sometimes. I understand, I feel you. I think all human beings experience that at one point in their life, if not all of their life. And it can be so hard and you just want peace and quiet from your own self. And by you being here today, you are taking the first step in honoring this and taking back authority over your mind, reclaiming power over that part of you, and seeing how much better your life will be in doing so. Now, we will be starting a visualization exercise, but before we begin, does anyone have any questions regarding what we just went over? Any comments that we can discuss before we move on to the next part of tonight? So I see someone say, I procrastinate. I feel you, I see you. I procrastinate too. And that is something that is rooted in the subconscious mind. It is something that is not necessarily done consciously, but we are aware of it, right? And I think that's the hardest part. You're aware of something, but you cannot seem to stop yourself from doing that thing. And then you blame yourself and you shame yourself and you're like, sometimes you even want to hate yourself because you don't want to do this thing, but you cannot stop yourself. And I'm here to tell you right now that you don't have to do that anymore. You can be aware of the fact that this is subconscious programming. And instead of giving yourself negative feedback, giving yourself negative energy, you can say, you know what? Yes, I procrastinate, but I know it's coding that was impressed upon me. It wasn't my fault, but I am going to take responsibility for it and I'm going to change it. And doing so gives you the freedom to actually change things instead of constantly giving yourself that negative feedback and honestly causing these subconscious programmings to get worse and worse and even more established. So I have Catherine saying, I have trouble letting go of physical stuff. Can you elaborate on that? What physical stuff do you mean? We have someone saying, sometimes I feel my inner doubts win over on me when I know I am bigger than the thoughts. And being aware through mindfulness is one thing, knowing you are bigger than the thoughts, but utilizing the will to change things, uprooting these things, is step 2 of the process. First few weeks, we're really just going to work on becoming aware. And this exercise we're about to jump into is really just that. It's noticing and observing without judgment, without the, oh, this is really good, or, oh, this is really bad. Just watching, unbiased. And that will be the gateway to segue in to taking action and making change. So there's 2 main steps, observation and taking action. We'll talk about taking action in the next coming weeks. I just want you to focus on observation. So Catherine is saying she has trouble letting go of physical stuff, old clothes, books, always thinking I might need that someday. And I, for one, know you're not alone in that. I do the same thing too because our physical objects have sentimental value to us. And this is something that you can address with yourself in this program, noticing that you're doing it without even discerning through it. And what I hope for you is maybe finding the courage to dive deeper in why you do that so unconsciously, so repetitively, and find out which ones mean more to you and which ones you're ready to let go of. And I invite you to explore this more, and I'm always here to support you through this visualization we're about to do together. Now, does anyone else have any more comments before we jump into the visualization exercise? Okay, we have someone say, I feel I don't deserve joy, laughter, hope, and love, and money, and a blessed life, which I do, but I sabotage it. All right, this is the root of why we are here today. The conscious self feels deserving of these things. I want the success. I want the love. I want the money. I want to be happy. I want to be hopeful in life. But I sabotage it. And why do I sabotage it? Well, simply because the conscious mind and the subconscious mind are not working together. They're not friends right now. Even though they're both trying to help you survive in their own way, the subconscious is saying, no, out of safety, we don't want these things based on what we've been told from our environment, what we've been told from around us. For example, our parents could say, oh, it's not possible to be successful. It's not possible to have these things. Or we're in a broken home where the people around us are not showing examples of the love that we want to have in our future, or not showing examples of a good relationship with money. And this, truly breaking it down to the root, can be changed through subconscious programming. Okay, so we're going to pause on the chat and we are going to jump into the visualization exercise. So I invite you to find a comfortable space, either seated or lying down. My personal preference would be lying down. You want to get as comfortable as possible. Let your body rest so that your brain waves can go into that theta state. So you're able to really, really get deep into that subconscious state and start to notice things that you might not be able to usually notice. And I'll let people get in a comfortable state before I begin. And I just want to note and remind you, this is a space of no judgment. And oftentimes, every single day of our life, we are judging ourselves with good and bad, black and white. For this moment, in this situation, I want you to let that go. Okay? I want you to, just for a short period of time, not judge yourself. Okay? Sometimes we're more judging of ourselves than we are of others. In this moment, I want you to practice that. There's no good or bad. There's just noticing. Like a scientist, we are taking data points. Okay? Whatever you experience through this exercise is neutral. It's a data point. It's something for you to be aware of. Okay? All right. We're going to begin shortly. So I invite you to find that comfortable position. Take a few deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and out the mouth. Breathing in through the nose, expanding the abdomen into the chest, and exhaling with the mouth and letting out a sigh. And upon exhale, just letting your body sink down into where you are sitting or laying down. And closing your eyes, just focusing on the breath as the breath moves in the body and out of the body. Noticing what might come up in the body, just that, noticing the mind. And if you find yourself stuck in the mind, bring your awareness back to the inhalation and exhalation of your breath. Feel your body becoming heavy, sinking into the surface beneath you, allowing any tension to melt away. leaving you feeling safe, calm, and present. In this moment, nothing else matters but your breath and your peace, allowing the worries of your day to melt away as you focus on the inhalation and exhalation of your breath. Focusing on the inhalation and exhalation of your breath, allowing yourself to go deeper and deeper into a relaxed state. Using your inhalation and exhalation to release any remaining tension in the body as you find yourself sinking deeper and deeper into a relaxed state. Knowing you are safe to relax, you are safe to rest as you focus on the inhalation and exhalation of your breath, allowing yourself to go deeper and deeper, sinking into a relaxed state of mind. I'd like you to imagine a staircase in front of you. It's safe and inviting and made just for you. The steps to enter into your subconscious mind. Looking around at this staircase, notice the color of the stairs, the beauty of the staircase, as it is uniquely yours. I invite you to begin stepping on this staircase. With each step you take, you feel more relaxed, more at ease. You know this staircase is leading you to a very special place. Your subconscious mind. As we begin to descend or ascend, depending on how the staircase looks for you, let's count down to 10 together. With each step, feeling a deeper sense of calm, openness, curiosity, safety, and readiness. 10, 9, 8, deeper and deeper in this state, feeling open and relaxed, feeling safe. 7, 6, 5, feeling light, feeling flowy, relaxed. 4, 3, 2, and on the count of 1, you will feel even more relaxed, even more ready to meet your subconscious mind. 1. Now that you have reached the end of the staircase, you find yourself in a beautiful, peaceful space. I invite you to look around and notice, without judgment, what might be waiting for you. Noticing the landscape, noticing the feelings you feel right now as you are in the chamber of your subconscious mind. The space may look like a library, a garden, a serene sanctuary, or maybe just completely white, where you may not even see anything, but you feel at peace. You feel and notice, taking it all in, allowing this space to take whatever form feels natural to you. In this space, everything you see, feel, or hear holds meaning. Take a moment to look around. What do you notice? Are there memories, thoughts? What is there in this space with you? Now imagine there's a special object or symbol that holds insight about a belief or pattern you've been carrying. What does it look like? How does it feel? Allow it to reveal itself to you. Being in this chamber of your subconscious mind, ask yourself, what belief or pattern is ready to be seen and understood? And notice what comes through. You might receive an image, a word, a feeling, a memory. Just observing it without judgment and letting it come to you. Remembering you are safe you are in control, and that you can trust whatever comes through now. Allowing whatever to come through to continue as you observe what you feel, what you see, what you experience in the chamber of your subconscious mind. It is time to slowly begin our return back to the present moment, outside of the chamber of the subconscious mind. I invite you to thank your subconscious mind for any messages, feelings, visions, thoughts that you might have received, trusting that you can return here anytime you want. This is your space. So imagine yourself walking back to the staircase, feeling lighter, freer, and more at peace, feeling a greater sense of clarity. With each step, as you begin your way back, using the stairs, you bring back insights and positive energy you've discovered. In the count of 10, you will have reached the beginning of your staircase. 1, 2, feeling clarity. 3, feeling ready to work with your subconscious mind. 4, feeling open and excited to begin this journey. 5, feeling peace and safety. 6, holding on to the no judgment space. 8, 9, and the count of 10, you will have reached the top, the beginning of your staircase. Keeping your eyes closed, I invite you to take a deep breath in through the nose, feeling yourself absorbing whatever you might have experienced during this exercise, and exhaling with a sigh. Continuing, we're going to do one more big deep breath in through the nose and out the mouth. Gently bringing your awareness back to your body. With your eyes still closed, I invite you to give your body a stretch. Wiggle your toes, your fingertips, and slowly on your own time, opening your eyes with a sense of clarity and excitement, ready to work hand in hand with the subconscious mind. Welcome back, guys. How's everyone feeling? I invite you to write in the chat how you may be feeling, a few words. I'll go first. I am feeling calm, open, and clear. So we have someone saying, I am relaxed. Andra feeling relaxed. Victoria feeling peaceful. Catherine, that was very interesting. You were surprised by the information you got. I am so happy to hear that. That is exactly what I love to hear. Tanita is feeling relaxed. Andra is feeling refreshed. Oh, how beautiful. Simone is feeling aware of her inner child. Karina is feeling relaxed and peaceful. Kadion. So you're saying you didn't do well this time, but plan to do better next time. What do you mean by that? Whatever you got, whatever experience you had, it is not good or bad. We are not placing judgment. If you had trouble getting deep this time, that's okay. There is no need to label it good or bad. Sometimes it takes a few times to get into a relaxed state of mind, and that is okay. No need to reprimand yourself. Annette is feeling refreshed. I'm so happy to hear it, guys. And again, this is just the first of many exercises we'll be doing together. Sometimes it takes the mind some time to let go of the autopilot, let go of the dysregulated nervous system, and get into that relaxed state. And that is okay. We can't be advanced at this stuff right away, and that is okay. I hope, Kaden, at some point in these 6 weeks, you will be able to say, I had a great experience, and I really felt relaxed, and my body allowed me to relax. And I don't want you to feel like you're doing something wrong if your body didn't relax. Your body is just trying to do what it can do to make you feel safe, and that's okay. No judgment there. Okay, we have Under saying, I feel confused. It was all black. I don't mean to bring the mood down. Maybe it's my depression. Okay, I hear you. When you say it was all black, sometimes some people have trouble visualizing, but I want to ask you, what were you feeling? Was there any point, because I know earlier you said you were feeling refreshed, at any point did you feel differently? So sometimes you might not visualize things, but you might feel differently, or your thoughts might have been different in that time. Annette said, I felt relaxed for the first time in a while. Yay! I'm so happy to hear it. That makes my day. I'm happy I could support you and facilitate that for you. Edward is saying, I feel clarity and awareness. Beautiful. That is so good. Noticing these things and having these experiences allows our conscious mind to feel strong and have that sediment and base that it requires to be able to uproot limiting beliefs through the means of observation. We are all enough. Yes, we are all enough. And whether we had a profound experience or we had a more neutral experience where we didn't really receive much, we are enough. And this was a brief exercise. Maybe if it would have been a full hour, some people who have trouble getting deeper into those relaxed states of mind, that theta brainwave, would be able to finally get into it at the end. And that's okay too. So this time we did more of a visualization meditation exercise. In the future, we will be doing breath work. So for those of you who have trouble with just meditation and visualization, the breath work will support your body and actually letting go, and it will support the nervous system and actually resetting into a more parasympathetic mode to allow your mind to actually relax. So next week we'll be diving deeper into that, utilizing breath work in tandem with visualization meditation to really get to the core and really allow the body and the mind to relax. Are there any more final comments, final questions before I give my wrap-up statement for this week? Okay, so Catherine's asking, what is the download? So I have placed, so this concludes week 1. Give yourself a hug, give yourself a pat on the back for showing up and doing the work that most people will not acknowledge or will not do. So you being here today is the first step in you proving to yourself that you want to change, that you want to up level, you showing your subconscious through action that I want this change. And that deserves a big celebration. And I'm just going to honor you for that right now. So, in the meantime, in this week, before we see each other again for week 2, I have created a little bit of a exercise. I don't want to call it homework because sometimes we get triggered by that word because of school, but it is homework. It is work to be done on your own time, completely optional. However, I do recommend showing up and trying to do it. If you cannot do all of it, just showing up to do some of it, because through our actions, we show ourselves how committed we are to our personal growth and our change. And our subconscious, again, is watching and consuming everything we do. So through our actions, we show what we want. And even if you can't finish it, just trying is all you can do, and that is enough. So I have a file here for you guys to download, and we will be emailing the homework as well. So if you do not want to download it now, it will be sent to you via email. You are more than welcome to print it out and journal right on there, write your answers right on there. If not, no worries at all. You can just do it on your phone or write it on a piece of paper. I have some examples there. If anyone has any questions throughout the week or anything is coming up for them and they do want greater clarity or insight or support, I am here. Please feel free to email me and ask me your question. If you need any support on the homework, or if you are going through if you're trying to understand, like, oh, is this a limiting belief, or is this something, whatever is coming up, please feel free to ask. This is what I'm here for the next 6 weeks. I am here to support you in up-leveling yourself in all the ways possible. And the more effort you put in, the more effort I can put in, and we will do this together. So no, you are not alone, but no, I cannot carry you. You must carry yourself. And know that you have help from me. All right, and this homework will prepare you for what we will discuss in week 2, where we will be getting deeper into understanding how to identify these repetitive limiting beliefs that we hold within us. And if there are no other questions and no other comments, I will be closing today's session with just another gratitude and honoring you for showing up for you, supporting me, obviously, but more for you. This is not easy work. It's not easy to look at yourself and uproot things that are hard to address, but you're doing it. And just give yourself grace, give yourself compassion. Try not to shame yourself, whatever may come up. Remember, it was impressed upon you. Your subconscious is mainly a compilation of what you received as a child, and you are just simply taking responsibility for that and empowering yourself and reclaiming sovereignty over your being. Okay, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Give yourself some rest that you deserve. Give yourself some love. Hydrate. Eat well. You are awesome. You are amazing, in case you haven't heard it enough in your life or in your days. And I am so excited to continue this journey with you. And until next time, thank you guys so much.